This program has been sponsored in part by The Abundant Life.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. We're excited. This is our second event, and we're having fun doing this because it actually helps us to grow and expand. So it gets us out of our comfort zone doing this, and we're able to share some information that you might not get just by walking in the store. Welcome. And hi, Doug. Are you here for the class? Awesome. If you're more comfortable on the bar stool, you're welcome to sit there. Most of the time, men say, "I'll sit right here." Yeah. I'm so happy you made it. So anyway, I think everyone here knows who I am, but I'm going to introduce myself so that people that are not here will know who I am. So I started this business 35 years ago. It was a vision. I liked working. I always liked to be outside. I liked everything that had to do with health and beauty and fitness and healing. So at 16, I started reading health books. I got my driver's license and would drive to the one and only health food store in Durango. And I would spend all day at this health food store. He was really nice. It was really junky in there. You had to jump over boxes and everything, but I just loved it. And I would always buy a book. And I started reading books. And when I was 16, I read how much sugar was in a can of Coke. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I read the, downside of sugar. So at 16, I made my mind up that I wouldn't drink any more pop, and I haven't had one since I was 16 years old. So that's now, hi, come on in. I now realize that it is a calling. Okay, Dylan, do you want to, you can sit right here, sir, and pull up. You get to sit in the front row. Come on with the girls. Yeah. Hi.
Karen told me to save her place.
Okay, we got her a place, and we have more chairs for over here. So anyway, been in the business 35 years, and so it's been quite a journey, and I still love it. I'm still as excited and still learning and growing and evolving. I didn't see myself being here this long, but time flies when you're having fun. Dylan was a year and a half, and my daughter Monique was 3. And I took them to work with me every day. I had a little play center for them, and everyone knew them growing up in this store. So it's been so exciting to do this in this community, and part of the reason we're starting these live events is to get the word out to the community that we're offering this kind of service here, and know that we're here to help people live healthier, happier lives. And me personally, I don't like people to suffer. So that is my motivation, is I want people to be healthy and happy. And I'm committed to helping one person at a time, one family at a time, one community, one nation, one world. Can you imagine what kind of world this would be if we were all feeling happy and healthy and kind and loving? But we can't feel that way if we don't feel well. It just doesn't happen. So today my talk today is learning to honor the divine being, how to understand your body to create self-healing. And for me, I like to teach people, educate people to understand their body and know yourself. And when you know yourself, then you have the tool. Can you see me, Pat? Because you have the tools to understand and listen to your body and be your own healer. You don't have to depend on me or doctors or anybody else. You're starting to understand your own body. But the good part about that, we're here as teachers, or Dylan has degrees, I have degrees. We're here with this knowledge, but we're here to share it. So one of the things I wanted to say today was these bodies, these human bodies, are very, very unique, very special. They've been created to heal themselves. And being in this business for 35 years, when I see clients or customers, I'm a little surprised that they don't understand or get that they have more control over this body than they think. So nothing is more frightening than your body going that way and you're left behind and it's out of control and you don't know what to do. So what I do is I teach people how to become one with your true self and to learn to listen to your body, be friends with your body. Your body is working 24/7 to save your life, always. But sometimes when we get a symptom, let's just say you get covered with a rash and you're like, oh boy, I don't want this rash. So what do? You go take something like Benadryl or something to get rid of the rash, to be quiet. You're telling the body basically to be quiet. You're not listening. What is the body trying to tell you? So that's what I do with my customers and clients, is teach you to listen to your body. So, for instance, a migraine headache, what do most people do? You take something to get rid of the headache. And I use this example, like if the fire alarm would go off right now, and I told Dylan, just pull up a chair and unscrew it, and we're going to keep this going. But the building's on fire, but we can't hear it, so don't worry about it. See, that's kind of what happens when we try to shut the body up, when it's gently telling us, and then sometimes it talks real loud. It's telling you real loud because it's trying to tell us to make a change. But we are not trained to be that in tune with our body. And so I know 2 weeks before I'm even going to catch a cold. I just know my body starts to feel off. So I get on it right away. I start making the changes to reverse that cold, or, I realize I need more sleep, or I'm not drinking enough water. So the way you understand your body is when you start having symptoms, ask your body what's going on. I mean, you just have to pay attention. So last night, did I eat a bowl of ice cream? Did I drink a 6-pack of Coke yesterday? Did I stay up all night? Those are things that break our body down. And the body's always willing and ready to tell you about that. The one thing I want you to know is these bodies are very sacred. And if you take excellent care of your body, it will treat you well. It will treat you well. So the connection I want you to make is, we do not have to be sick. We do not have to suffer. We do not have to be in despair or worried or lost because now our body's doing something that we have no idea what to do about it. So it's really key to get the right tools and know what it takes to stay healthy, and know what it takes to, if you fall out of that, what brings you back into health and harmony with your true self. Okay, it's all about balance in life. That's really my philosophy in life, is balance. Everything in moderation. I live by the 80-20 rule. 80% I pretty much follow what I'm telling you about staying healthy, and 20% I play. So the other night I had a chocolate eclair from the pie lady's place. They're delicious, but they're not very sweet, but I only do that once in a while. But it's fun and it tastes great. So as long as you do things in moderation, you'll be able to get away with it. Now, the way I wanted to really, will you give me, when I have 5 minutes? Okay. The way I wanted to bring this into more of a reality is, so I'm trained, I'm a clinician, and I'm trained to read the body. So I can read, and if somebody comes to me, I can tell you what's out of balance. I can tell by looking at your hair, skin, and nails. I can tell by your posture. I can tell by your tone of voice. I can tell by muscle testing, specifically muscle testing. Your posture, everything about you is going to be a message about what's going on in your body. So I think that might be why, part of the reason I'm still in business. I guess it's rare to stay in business for 35 years, especially in this community, but I have learned, I've learned to read other people's bodies, and I use the emotions a lot. So, for instance, if someone comes into my office, when they're talking to me, if I'm listening and I'm reading them, and if they're very sad, I meet them there, and then we work. I don't tell them that I'm working on the sadness, but if I can bring them up a level, the body starts to heal, because staying sad all the time is going to bring illness. Now, there's like 3 or 4 emotions that are high vibration, which brings your body to a high vibration. When your body vibrates at a high vibration, you don't get sick. That's the secret. So when you drop down, the body's going to get sick. So the emotions that you want to stay in tune with is joy, happiness, peace, and love. So every day I do whatever it takes to try to keep those 4 at a high level in my life. And if I get sad or kind of like, well, Molly saw me yesterday, and I was a little bit pushy. Not with her, with Dylan. and anyway, but he's like an anchor of love for me. He knows how to handle his mom. And because when it comes to business, I am like CEO big time. But anyway, we have a lot of fun with it. So anyway, we try to release like anger or sadness or what's the other one? Despair, all those feelings as quickly as we can. And so years ago, I was really sad. And one morning I called Dylan and I said, Dylan, I'm so sad. He said, well, first of all, I don't want you to say you are sad. That's like you saying you're that emotion. But ask, why has sadness come to visit me today? And then I did. And it was, I figured out why I was sad, feeling sad. We never say, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Why are we feeling that? Because they're teachers. They're trying to tell you something. So you use the emotions. You use everything on your body. If something's out, if your hair's falling out, something's wrong. If you're always bloated, something's out of balance. If you always have migraine headaches, something's out of balance. You don't have to stay that way. You don't have to live with it. You don't have to put up with it. So that's the secret. So to me, that is really good news, because I realize so many people, we'll just say in our community, are suffering and tried everything they can possibly think of to find health again. Of course, happiness won't be there unless you're healthy. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You can be happy with your family or whatever, but so just not having an answer is scary, okay? Not knowing what to do. And even by just doing minimal things, you can turn it around. And it just takes time, and it takes commitment, and it takes following through one step at a time, one step at a time. The only way this will overwhelm you if you want to go from this A to B overnight. It's a journey. It's not the destination, it's the journey. And on that journey, when I work with my clients, they find out who they really are. They realize, wow, I'm really not even this person that I've been walking around being. I am somebody else. And I can't even tell you how rewarding it is to see people like at the beginning of working with them, and 6 months later, I cannot even recognize who they are. Their whole being has changed because they've unloaded stuff that doesn't belong to them. And once they figured out how to do that. So, can I get a volunteer? Anybody? Because okay. I want to actually demonstrate how this muscle testing works. So when someone doesn't, you're really working on it, you're eating right, you're trying to get enough sleep, you're exercising, but you still do not feel like you can get on top of it, then come and see me. So this is what I do. Okay, Alicia, you're familiar with this. So what I do is I find a lock in your arm, and I know when it's a lock, and I know when it's you're fighting me, and it's not, you're just trying to hold on too tight. And so she has a strong arm, and that's what I need. And so basically what I do is I'll start checking different organs in the body. And right now everything is nice and strong. I might not be able to use you because she's healthy.
I've been going through it for a while.
And I'm trying to find a weak spot. But she looks very vibrant today, so I don't think I'm going to find a weak spot. Let's see. Where else haven't I checked? Okay.
I'm having hot flashes.
Well, that would be ovaries. Okay, so right now those are all strong. So
Okay.
I know what we'll do. Who has a Coke on them? Or sugar? Coke, drink, Coke, the kind of Coca-Cola. So I'm going to show you what would weaken her, okay? Let's see, wheat, you don't like wheat. Will you grab me some wheat bran or something made with wheat over there? So I'm going to show you. So her body's strong because I've been working with her. And she knows her body like that. She'll drop in and say, "Can you see me?" She knows when she knows when she's out of balance. She doesn't wait 3 weeks till it's completely out of control. So now she's holding some wheat bran. We'll see if her body likes it or not. Oh no. So this is how fine-tuned your body is. Like if I had a pound of sugar, or even 2 packets of sugar, and put it in her arm, it's going to weaken her. It's going to weaken all of us. So, or if I put a can of Coke in your hand, it's going to weaken you. So, some things are really obvious, but it's amazing how people don't realize that those foods affect your body. What you're eating directly affects your body, directly affects your health, your vitality, your energy, your clarity, your mind. So, all right, so here we go. So, try to hold my arm and see that's weakening her. So she knows that food is literally a poison to her. Do you want anybody else want to try it? So, you want to do it? Okay, so.
She's not really eating that, she's just holding on.
Yeah, the body knows it. So it's the body's innate intelligence. So the body has an innate intelligence, and it knows what's right for us, and it knows that's not good for us. But
If she was holding that much weight of kale, wouldn't do the same thing?
No.
Unbalance the other arm?
No, it's not. It's not about like one's heavy and one's not. It's more about the body's innate intelligence. Will tell you. So if you want me to test you, I'll show you. Okay. So no. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Okay. So match my pressure. Okay. So we need a strong arm. Now I want you to know something. I'm doing something with you that you don't know about. Okay. So she's got a weak arm. I can't get a strong arm to even do a reading on her. Okay? You want to know why? She's got a cell phone on her. And cell phones weaken you. So what? Match my pressure. See how strong she is now? Okay, grab it. Mm-hmm. Just hold it in your hand. Okay, match my pressure. Weaken. So I don't know how many times I told her, don't carry that phone on you. You know? Because the EMFs and everything in there are weakening her body. Okay, Grace, you want to come up?
I guess.
Okay, so she's a client of mine, so she knows, but you didn't realize that phone. So if you walk in my office, I'm like, leave your phone, get your phones out of here. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is this arm okay to use?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right, so I'm going to find a lock. So I just want you to match my pressure. Okay, so push towards the ceiling and hold it there and match it. So I've got it right there. Okay, so match my pressure. Okay, I found a weak spot right there. And you know what that is? Yeah. No, this is frontal brain, and it's probably a little bit of nervousness about coming up here.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. So her body's telling me that she's got a little bit of, not anxiety, but, uncertainty about coming up here. So that part, I'll show you again. And so try to hold my arm. Okay, you're matching my pressure. Good. So hold my arm. So you can't, even if you try. So
Something running my head.
No. It's just because I asked you to come to the front and do something crazy like this. Right, okay. So you go ahead and have a seat. So that is basically, and so, what's that? Did you say something? Okay. I thought you said you wanted to come up. No, I'm just teasing. So I'm so trained at this that I can, if somebody brings a baby in, like I had a mother bring an infant baby, well, she was about 6 months. And she was really lethargic and her face was bright red, okay? And the mother, they were passing through. And she had her dad with her, so the baby's grandfather. And they came in on a Saturday, and I happened to be working. And the baby was just like, wow, and just really, and they said, can you suggest something for my baby? She's just not feeling well, and we don't know what to do. And I said, well, sure. So I muscle tested the baby. The mom held the baby, and I used the mom's arm to test the baby. And I was just, I said, the baby is dehydrated. and she was nursing the baby. So I said, Mom, you're dehydrated. So got the mom on water, gave her one specific mineral to put, and then they stayed in the store for 1 hour, and I muscle tested the mom again, and the baby just was gooing and playing and just came alive. So yeah, it's big. But that's what we're trying to do, is get the word out to people that there is so much more going on in this store than you imagine, okay? We're becoming more of a healing center. But, and so I'm so happy that my son Dylan, that has moved back to Cortez to join me and spreading this kind of word out there and getting as many people healthy as possible. And then you guys sharing that, and then you get healthy, then you help your children and your grandchildren and your neighbors and everyone. You can see how happy Cortez is going to be, right? So I'm going to close my session now, and hopefully that gave you an idea how miraculous the body is and how the body is designed to heal itself. And if you don't understand your body, then just come to somebody that can help you understand your body.
This program has been sponsored in part by The Abundant Life.
All right, so I'm going to ask Dr. Hoffman to come up and share what he has on his agenda. Okay.
Like my mom says, my name is Dylan. I recently finished my PhD program in depth psychology, and part of what I do around here, and I work at a distance with people as well, is help them pursue what I call their soul's well-being. And this week I'm talking about the soul of health. And what I mean by soul in the perspective of health is what that feels like from the inside, instead of some universal standard of health, what being healthy for you is actually like, what that translates into in your personal experience. So the soul of health is less about oughts and shoulds, and more about what health actually means in your actual life. This takes health beyond food and exercise, which is wonderful. Food and exercise is important. But what I'm talking about is a life of well-being, a vibrant life. And it's fairly easy to understand that a sick body can inhibit and limit your life. You can do less and do things less well just because you are wounded. Something has less capacity for you, and so you can do less. What is not equally apparent, but from my perspective is equally important, is that a sick life is physically detrimental. And what I mean by a sick life is a life that is incongruent with who you are, with your strengths and weaknesses, with your personality. If you're going to work every day in an environment that does not fit kind of your personality structure, and you're constantly, like last week, you're constantly stressed out, or you are constantly called upon to do something you're just not good at, objectively, and your actual strengths are left by the wayside, that is what I mean by a sick life. It also is in relationships. You're with someone that doesn't understand you and doesn't want to understand you, and maybe you are equally disinterested in who that person is and what they do. That's a sickness in the realm of life. And to constantly have a life that's incongruent with who you are will eventually be detrimental to your physical well-being. You can eat the right foods, and again, that's important. You can exercise every day at the right reps and the right time, and yet if your relationships are disappointing and your work is not significant to you, you can have a heart attack at 35 or 40 because your body is bearing the burden of your unhappiness. And so I try to reach the other angle from what my mom works on, to say, you have to take care of your body, because that'll diminish your life if your body's diminished. But again, equally well, you must take care of your life, because if your life is unwell, you will be physically diminished. You will become, your immune system and your well-being will be lessened. Your life will be incapacitated, because as a whole, the way you enjoy things, your leisure time, your work and your play, are not healthy for you. And to step back from your life and try to take that lens with every activity that you do and see it in the perspective of health versus sick. And obviously we all are somewhere in between those things in the real world. But to take that lens, you can work on a daily basis to say, not only am I eating well and physically pursuing kind of the best physical well-being I can reach, but in the way I speak and interact with people, the careers I'm pursuing, the leisurely activities I'm doing, the thoughts I'm thinking, and the books I'm reading, are they healthy? Are they health food for me? Are they soul food for me? And to the extent that you can pursue that deliberately, a healthy life, you will also, that will be a contributor to your physical vitality as well. And that's my, thank you for being here again. And we appreciate you coming. It gives us a chance to work out our own ideas and hopefully give you something to walk away with, to be physically and holistically better off leaving here. So, thank you.
I just wanted,
Yes.
just for a second. You can just stand there if you want. Okay. I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. It means so much to us, and it's so fun. I love this. And we really want to say thank you again for taking the time, because we know everybody's days are packed out and precious, but this tells me that you are wanting to be healthy and happy, and you're committed to it. So thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye.
This program has been sponsored in part by The Abundant Life.